Hello, welcome to Makeup Monday. I look ridiculous for Makeup Monday, the beauty thing on my channel. If it's your first time, hi, I'm FCA. Today, we're going to be talking about a revisited love that hasn't gotten much attention on YouTube, and I wanted to bring light to it again, even if it's just a little bit. As you can see, I have this calamine looking stuff all over my face. And yes, it is necessary for me to look like this because I have on the best spot treatment that I've ever used. I'm a person who has combination leaning towards dry skin, and I have very acne prone skin. Now most people associate acne prone skin with oily skin, but I'm a dry skin person who gets acne. Now my acne, the reason for that is what I have determined through many things is that I have stress-related acne. I'm an adult, I'm 27, and when you're 27 years old and you're getting severe acne, if you ever Google, adult acne, they always want to break down all of the problems. They say, you got to make sure you know the products that are on your face, that they're not causing you to break out. I've gone almost 2 weeks not wearing makeup, and I've gone weeks and months before I have a spot on my glasses, excuse me. But I have not worn makeup and products before, and my face is still broken out. I've gone through spells where I've worn makeup continuously and my skin is in better condition. I do wash my face with a salicylic acid treatment. It's an apricot scrub, and I have used Proactive both as a teenager for about 6 months and then as an adult for about 7, and I didn't get any results. That didn't even clear up my acne. And that's because I know that Proactive is a godsend for some people. It just wasn't for me. Don't have anything bad to say about them. It just wasn't a product that worked for me. And that's because what I've determined is that I have stress-related acne rather than, hormonal acne from body changes. Obviously, like I said, I'm 27 years old. So my body is quite past the pubescent stage. I get my period regularly. I do break out a little more closer to such events, but it's usually not that terrible. Like I said, if you Google it, they're usually going to give you a list of why you're breaking out. They're going to say it's genetic. Well, almost no one else in my family breaks out. They have the occasional blemish, as most people do, but I'm the one who breaks out the worst. So clearly it's something me related and not family related. It's not genetic, at least not fully. The second thing is they say you got to wash off all of your makeup at night. I always do, very thoroughly. I tend to use a face mask afterwards that involves wiping my face off again, so I have a clean face. That you're not using a face mask. There are some little lists that say that you're not using a face mask. I use a face mask almost every day. Sometimes they're for moisturizing reasons because, again, as I said, my face is very dry. I know the products that I use. I test the products that I use so to know that I will not break out, that I don't have an allergic reaction to them. I work out regularly. I work out almost every day. I work out about 5 to 6 times a week. So that's not the problem. And I don't eat the absolute purest, best healthy diet, but I do try to limit my calorie taken. I do get proteins. I eat a lot of vegetables, and I limit my intake of not so good foods. I try to keep them to a minimum. I don't eat them every day, not by a long shot. And I didn't start breaking out into acne actually as a teenager. I didn't start breaking out until I was an adult. I had clear skin until I went to college. And so that tells me that I'm going through something else. else with my acne that continues to fluctuate so deeply, and that's how I end up with this mess on my face. So talking about the product, I wanted to give my little spiel about my personal experience with acne, and I've used a lot of products. If you're saying, well, if your acne is that bad and blah, 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 why don't you go to a dermatologist? I have gone to a dermatologist as an adult, obviously, since that's when my breakouts mainly started. And my problem had been that I went to this dermatologist, and I think he tried to kill me. There's no lawsuit. It's completely alleged. I don't even remember his name. But we went to this dermatologist, and I'm allergic to penicillin, moxicillin, anything with psyllin in it, the whole psyllin family. You know that. There is an insect driving me nuts. Go away. Go away. No one wants you. And the guy gave me some really expensive medicine, but he gave me a coupon to use. Coupon, I don't care how you pronounce it, not imperative. And it brought down a $600 price to $30, and there was a pill and a topical medication. I used them for a couple months, and it kinda helped with the little stuff, but the problem is I'm very prone to the cystic bad bumps. Those are really the bad ones are what I get the most. And again, according to the Google searches, I'm not a dermatologist. I'm just looking stuff up, trying to get information. Those are mostly called, and because I'm breaking out, as you can see, majority of this is around my chin and along my jawline and my mandible area, and just a little bit on my forehead. Not too much on the cheek area. This is actually just a swipe. That's actually too big. That was a mistake area. And those things are like, well, those are areas where you break out for stress reasons. And the doctor, when he gave me this medication, and when I tried to renew it, because I didn't have those coupons with me, they wanted to charge me, almost $1,000 for acne medication. And I said no. And so when I went back to the doctor, I said, look, I don't want this brand new, I'm sure it gave him a commission stuff. I want some old, generic, tried and true medication. And he was clearly unhappy with me, and he made it abundantly clear with his tone, with his words. He became not super aggressive, but he became clearly irritated and annoyed. And so he gave me some pills, and they had penicillin, and I got really sick from them, and they just tore me apart. I was having a breakout. I was becoming, my stomach felt awful. I couldn't eat. I had trouble breathing, and so I stopped taking the pills, and because that was the only new thing, and it turns out that they had penicillin in them. And I'm like, well, the doctor knows I'm allergic to penicillin. He's clearly trying to get back at me, so I just never went back to him because I don't want to be that person. And so the best acne medication, the whole reason why I said 8 minutes of blah, 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 is this stuff right here. This is Mario Badescu's drying cream. Now, obviously, if you have dry skin, you're going to want to use a moisturizer. I use Neutrogena. Actually, my nighttime moisturizer is from Retinol, and it's my night cream. Excuse the yelling you might hear. They're watching the news. This is a used bottle that I have, and Mario Badescu is an expensive brand. It's a more premium brand, but it's worthwhile for you because I believe that one bottle, if you buy it at regular market price, is $17 for the bottle, but it lasts you quite a while. And the other good news is that they come up very regularly on Outlook, which is where I got my two from, and I got mine on have my receipt, on a like 2 for $20 deal that they were having, and it was whatever with shipping, but I have paid full price for this. I find that in order to keep my skin from drying out and irritating it, I can only use it once or twice a week, and I have to space out when I use it, because otherwise it could dry your skin out and then cause problems everywhere else. And like I said, I already have dry skin, so you don't want to do that too much. But this stuff is amazing. There's now on the website, it says that this is good for whiteheads, and that there's another product called the buffering lotion, which I also really like, which is supposed to be used for those deep cystic acne pimples and blemishes. But I find that this works just as good for both of them. And I do like the buffering lotion, but I have a preference for this one. It's a lot more intense, and it's cruelty-free, it's paraben-free. It's made in the USA. I don't know if that matters to you, but it matters to people in the US. And the main ingredient is salicylic acid. So if you are salicylic acid sensitive, then you might want to go for something else. Mario Badescu has a whole range of products, but this is one of my absolute favorites. It's one of my go-to products. Obviously, I'm willing to buy 2 of them. And keep your eye out on Outlook. You can get some really nice discounts on there. Or Mario Badescu is always having codes and discounts on their website as well. I'm not sponsored. I'm not affiliated. Just product that I like that Mario Badescu was a thing in the YouTube beauty world for a while, and I just want to rekindle that fire. And I will see you next week. Bye.